This podcast includes conversations that involve mature subject matter and may be distressing for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi, welcome to Mind Point, a mental health podcast. My name is Mikha and this is my best friend Sam. And here we are today with Ann. Can you tell us more about yourself?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to be here. My name is Ann. I am, I would say I'm a trauma therapist in terms of I have a private practice, Heart-Site Psychotherapy, and I have the joy and the pleasure of journeying alongside people who live with, complex developmental or intersectional trauma. And I've been doing this for 20 plus years. And I just feel like real deep gratitude actually for having the opportunity to do the work that I do. Part of that is to involve creativity. So I have training in art psychotherapy. So it's really recognizing that not everything that we've experienced in our life we can put into words. And so art and creativity is a way of engaging our mind, our body, our heart, our soul, to, work through things. So I find it a really fluid way of communicating and expressing oneself. And creativity doesn't have language in a sense. It's its own language. And so therefore it can be fluid. It opens up space for, moving with non-binaries. So it can be complicated and complex and also very simple and straightforward depending upon, what a person is expressing. And that's me in a nutshell.
Actually, about creativity, because
Yeah.
Sam and I did haunted houses for a few years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think that says a lot about our health.
Yeah.
Because we love scaring people.
I love
Oh,
it.
yeah. Being a haunted house actor definitely engages, I think, the creative side in a very unique way.
Totally.
What do you think about it though? Like people who loves to be in a creative circle. Like
Yeah.
how does that help your mental health?
Well, I've been really, I've been a part of that process in a different way. So I remember how exciting it was to be a part of the haunted houses. And I think how it supports people is that you can work with the responses of our fight response and our flight response. And we get to, be in relationship to our fears. And also we can be humorous and creative and playful and fun. So I think all of that together can be really exciting for how it supports our mental health. And also we're in community. And so that connection can be awesome, to do that with folks, right? So when you're scared, you can be like, remember that?
I just like scaring people.
Yeah.
I don't get scared easily, but I love scaring people.
Oh, you do.
It's more of the faces that they make, and you'll be like, hey, I got you.
Yeah. What do you like about scaring people?
It's just the way they act. The way they act around you is like, well, I got you good. And then sometimes they act so tough and everything, and then when you get them, they're cursed at you. I'm like, yeah, that's my job.
Right.
It's so fun to see their faces, so many emotions going through their brain. It's like, yeah, this is why I love scaring people.
Yeah. Well, and when you're scaring people and you know that people have signed up for that opportunity to be scared, it's a very different experience, right? Because people are coming in, it's willing. It's like signing up to be on a roller coaster, right? So there's permission to play around with scaring people and being scared,
Yeah.
One of the things I definitely appreciate a lot about the whole haunted house concept and using that as a creative output is the aspect of the controlled fear, which is kind of what you were kind of saying, is that you have an opportunity, and even as someone who both loves being a scare actor and loves going through a haunted house and being scared myself, to have a safe environment to exercise like feelings of fear, it feels healthy to process that. And I can even say that as someone with like a background, like I have a traumatic background, and so kind of relating that to personal life experiences, being able to have a controlled environment to practice those feelings safely is such like a deep like therapeutic thing to like go through and to experience. And yeah, I appreciate that a lot about the process.
I think that's such a really good point too, right? Because when we've had our own trauma, you know, it's something that we often live with, our own fears, right? And so we don't always get the opportunity to explore either side of that experience, like being the person that's creating the fear and then being the person who's also scared. So it's a really cool experience to feel supported with your fear, right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I think in some cases though, I think the haunted house is like an outlet as well for like, because you meet a lot of people. If you're an actor, you meet a lot of people, right?
Right.
And it's like, and then suddenly you realize there's a lot of people with the same traumas. You're like, oh, you're my best friend now.
Right.
I will say I do remember the last haunted house, just all of us gathering up like between rounds and basically just talking about what kind of medications we were all taking.
right.
All of us ended up being either like psychotic or depressed or anxious or traumatized. All of us had something, which was very, very humorous.
It was funny because like we had like teenagers like joining us just for like random stuff, and they just stare at us like, are you guys talking? Like, oh yeah, no, we have a collective trauma.
Right.
Collective trauma.
We have collective trauma.
Yeah.
And that works for us. I don't know about you guys.
But there's bonding, right?
It is.
There's
I
like
think
a
it's
deep
the bonding.
bonding and a deep sense of like normalization that you're like not alone. We're not alone.
yeah.
We all have struggles at different times in our life, and you know, having a community where you can actually really feel supported and cared for and loved, and also where you get to play and have fun and create is really important.
Yeah, I think that's where creativity goes.
Yeah.
Because like
For
at the same
sure.
time, you're not just creating another persona for yourself. You're also like bonding with people who is also doing the same thing. So it's like, I think it's how do I say it? It's like an out-of-body experience for you. It's like you're not really there, and you have another persona doing that thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's a free experience.
Right.
'Cause,
Yeah. Yeah, you feel free, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of like enjoyment in that. Yeah.
What other creativity process like that can help with the mental health though?
Oh, lots of different things. So people love to draw, to paint, to move, you know, like I would say like there can be lots of ways in which you can use collage. You know, some people love vision boarding. There can be like so many different ways, like drama and acting is certainly part of creativity. I think it really taps into who we are as kids, actually. So even though there's like a way in which you can get trained in it, I think our nature actually is to be creative. And so, you know, myself as an adult, you know, I think a lot of it is just returning to who I was as a kid and supporting other people to do the same, you know, and moving out of some of the ideas that we learn around, you know, colonization or capitalism that says like our creativity it's not worth much, right? But in all essence, it's actually what we need to, you know, co-create the world that we want to live in. We have to imagine the worlds that we want to live in order to play in it.
I've heard a lot about that. It's like when you see people like doing arts and everything, and they're gonna be like, you're never going to get anywhere with that. And it's like,
it's like the suppression of being creative. Like it definitely is so prevalent now. And and as someone who like almost all the mediums you said are things that I do. So like
amazing.
I am so openly creative, and it sucks to see that dialogue kind of go so mainstream where people are saying you can't do anything with this, or a lot around like capitalism, like you said, like if you can't make money off of it, or as soon as, you know, someone develops a hobby, being like, hey, like, are you going to sell stuff? Are you going to make a living out of it? And I think that we have put like a standard on being creative sometimes that is not so much about being creative, but what you can produce from being creative, like what product you can create from it, which isn't the point of creativity. And very much like what you said, I agree with. Like, I think a lot of, you know, processing your mental health and like expressing yourself comes through the medium of creativity. And that creativity spectrum is endless.
It's endless.
It's endless.
It's endless.
Yeah.
And that's what's so beautiful about it, because there's so many things in our world that is really scary, you know, and so creativity is a way of like tapping into your own language, and it offers opportunities to tap into our own culture. It has opportunities to tap into, you know, your own visual iconography. Like a color might mean something to me that it might be something totally different to both of you. So there's something that can be really personal and, you know, supports our authenticity too, which I think is really great.
Yeah, I think that's the stigma around creativity though, because like if you can't create something without earning money out of it, it's like, what's the point? But I don't think people understand that being creative is an outlet, because if you don't have that outlet, you're going to go mentally drained immediately.
Right.
So I think a lot of people needs to understand that yes, we do arts, yes, we write, yes, we compose, do these things. It's because it's not because we wanna share it.
Right.
It's because it's our outlet. Because it's
Exactly.
This world is. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it in the camera.
I'm open to whatever you want to say about the world.
I don't think I'm allowed to say the F word.
Right.
It's
Implied.
Our world is a scary place. It's not because
it can be, for sure,
of all those things that's happening, but it's scary within for the one person who cannot really process their trauma through something that they're good at, because people will look down upon it.
Right.
And like,
Right.
I used to write. I was writing for a few years. I was publishing like
amazing.
I'm not famous. Like, I don't publish it in a book or something. I just create these small short stories that I publish it with my friends. And then I just stopped because I feel like a lot of people are just keeping asking me to start making them more. I'm like, I'm doing it for myself.
Right. And that's so important, right? And I think writing and journaling and all of those different ways in which we can express ourselves is so important to our well-being in general, right? And I'm someone who I want to live my life. I want to live my magic. I'm not wanting to just wait for the weekend to enjoy my life. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do we get to thread this into our everyday experience? And I think there's much more freedom actually than there ever used to be someone who's an entrepreneurial, who really wants to share your own voice and your own art and your own creativity. And for some, that means they will produce something. And for others, that means it's going to be, you know, more about like sharing who they are and bringing that into life in a creative form. And we can live creatively. Like, for me, that's awesome. Like, it doesn't have to be just a thing. It's like we can live creatively with one another, you know, and that can be a way in which we can co-create new ideas and be innovative together, you know, like today. And it's like the haunted house, like that's something that, like, you know, was an idea, then it became something, and it keeps on developing, right?
It was, I think, brought a lot of people together. But until now are like close with each other, because it's just the shared, what do you call this? It's the shared experience. And they're like, oh, you love scaring people to like me, and you love acting like me. And it's like, it's a whole process of having that group of friends who have the same similar likes as you, because it's very rare.
Right.
It's very rare to find that group of friends who are gonna be like, we have the same area of likes or something. It's very hard, honestly. That's why I'm lucky to have you.
No, vice versa.
So sweet.
Yeah, it's nice to have those connections last, and like every time like you know, especially I think both of us, we kind of did the haunted house and then became more involved with the organization after that. And it's good to like make that connection and carry that connection and like, you know, keep living and just reminiscing as we are today about everything.
Yeah,
I can see that in your faces, which is just so awesome. Like you light up and you talk about it with one another. Yeah.
The first year though, I didn't know it's gonna turn into something because on the first year I'm like, am I actually gonna do this? Will this be something that I like to do?
Right.
And then I started joining every creativity thing that they do, like the auctions and everything. I'm like, you know what? We're staying.
Yeah.
And it's not because of the things that I do as well. I mean, that's a plus.
Right.
But also because of the people I work with. It's like, I already form a bond with them. So I'd rather do that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And when you're passionate about something, right? And you really believe in something, you know, and you put your heart and soul, like, that's beautiful, right? You know? Yeah. That's great.
So have you ever done art therapy?
No, not art therapy. I'm not as creative in that department as my sisters. I'm more of like on my words. I'm on words.
I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way.
Lyrics.
Yeah.
I used to compose lyrics.
Yeah.
I just read.
Yeah.
Music's another form of expression too, right?
Yeah, but I'm not that talented in.
I'm sure you're great. But like, I'm also someone who does a lot of writing and writing activities. I actually have been published.
Amazing.
In a couple anthologies because I'm big on writing poetry and I'm working on my first novel right now, actually.
I'll be the first.
But like, I feel like just in terms of translating that into the idea of like creative therapy and art therapy, like at least for me, and like it might be similar for you, you know, when you're writing and even creating a story, whether it's, you know, about your own life, reflective of that, or fiction and reflecting of something else, it's a whole other way to process things and like feel things. And again, creating a controlled environment to think and process those things. So I've always been a fan of writing over, you know, let's say like a visual art, but I get where it comes from if that's people's mediums. But I remember like being young and I did go to art therapy. I did have an art therapist for some time, and I was very resistant to it because it was very much like sit and draw paint. And I do draw and paint still for fun sometimes, but it never was the medium that I could use to express myself properly. And I think, you know, even after that experience and, you know, doing other therapy and just being a creative person, you realize that the concept of being creative and applying that to, you know, yourself and your mental health, you know, there's so many mediums to it.
So
like,
many.
As I said earlier, like it's such a spectrum, and like you can find creativity in so many different forms of expression, whether that's, you know, physical media and art and writing, and even if you look at like the haunted house, like controlled fear environments, or even doing makeup and things like that, like for me are a way of expressing myself and like processing, you know, the scary things I want to look like.
Right. That's true. That's true. But for me as a writing, I write things that I want to experience for myself.
Like, which is so good.
It's like, I want to experience this for myself, but I know I'm never gonna experience it.
Right.
Or it's not gonna happen anytime soon, so I'll just write it down because it's like imagining myself in that scenario.
Totally. Yeah.
It's like a visualization practice too, though. Like,
well, things
you can
like...
say a visual board. It's a visual board
with just words.
With just words. And the way you can like make your words make someone feel something about it. It's like, when I read it down, I'm like, oh frick, I wrote this.
Yeah. Well, there's something so beautiful about writing. I love to write too, and I love like blackout poetry where you can go through like an old book, you know, and then scratch out the words that you don't want to use.
Love that.
And it's so much fun.
I have actually one more is my reading. I have like 300 books at home.
Do you really?
I actually do have my own library.
Yeah.
And it's like
Jealous.
I keep buying stuff, and then my friend's gonna be like, "Will you ever read it?" I'm like, "It's my addiction."
Well, you know, one of the things that I'm so aware of is we don't have to have any agenda with creativity, and even in a art therapy, like for me, it's really about the language that the person that I'm with is wanting to use. So whatever that is, writing, art, sewing materials, you know, like whatever it might be, it's really just helping someone to come into their own authentic voice and experience. And so that's how I use it in my own life too, is like, you know, I think our clothing is, you know, part of who we are,
Definitely.
right? Cosplay is a great way of really like, you know,
Yeah.
there's so many ways. There's so many ways.
I did cosplay last year.
Dancing, music, all of it, you know? So I just think that our life and our world is so much more gentle and more caring and more a part of what I want to be a part of is when it's involving creativity.
Yeah, but some
Yeah.
people get scared of being creative. I just realized that a lot of people
That is
get
a
scared
really
of being
good point.
creative.
That's true. Yeah.
I-
What's your sense of that?
I think it's because like they know they're gonna get judged. There's a lot of judging people like everywhere you go.
Right.
But the thing is, they get scared of bringing their creative side because they're gonna hear some words like they don't want to hear. And it's just gonna bring them down. Because we know ourselves, like if someone start criticizing you, it's like, okay, I'll stop. Because I don't think I want to hear that again, and everything's like just downgrading you. That's why I think a lot of people are scared of being creative with these things.
Well, and that starts from when we're little, right? So
Yeah.
how people respond to our creativity when we're little, how we learn in our school systems, right? Like I remember painting a sky purple, and my teacher saying, skies are not purple. I'm like, have you seen the sunset? The sky actually can be, and it doesn't really matter, right? So, but the ideas that get lit, you know, that squash our creativity or make it feel like you have to be in these, like particular ways of being creative, you know, like critiques and judging and.
I think that one kind of like lowers down your standpoint of being creative, because like I'm doing this for myself, but at the same time, when you start criticizing me, it's like it's making yourself question yourself.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Have you ever had those?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's when people like suppress their creativity too, like I feel like I've seen it in a lot of people, and it very much like I think diminishes their own ability to understand and self-express themselves. I get on my own partner's case for this because there's like a resistance sometimes, and even with other people that they have when it comes to being creative, because like you said, they don't want to be judged for it. They're afraid of being judged or being told it's not good enough. But I also feel like they're very resistant to opening up.
For sure.
And I've definitely seen that in a few different ways, but people just struggling to know how to self-express. And I feel like just promoting creativity is so important in that way as well. And I feel like we see it socially a lot with men, especially, you know, men are very socialized from the day they're born to not be creative and not express that as much as women are kind of given the space to do so. So it sucks to see that again come down on people sometimes.
Yeah, and I think anytime we have like these, again, the binaries, right? So heteronormativity that says like this is what, you know, this gender does versus this gender, then we start to box people. And I think when people are cut off from their own authenticity, then they in fact want to cut other people off from their authenticity. So there's a ripple effect that happens around that. So if like, you know, let's say your parent wasn't able to do the dancing that they wanted and you wanted to be a dancer, then they're more hesitant to support, you know? And so I think there can be that kind of, that kind of ripple effect. And so that's why also we have to nurture creativity. We have to nurture the impulses that we have when we're really young, I think, in ourselves and in each other, you know?
Yeah, I think also it's because of the environment you grew up in.
Yeah.
It's like if they're not very supportive of you since you were a child, it's like I'd rather not do it because I have no support. I have no one on my side. So it's like I'll just suppress everything to myself because why bother? So I think a lot of people need to like start branching out.
Yeah.
So that they can start getting to their creativity side because everyone has a creative side. I'm pretty sure everyone has it. They just need to unlock it.
Yeah, exactly.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I feel like if you...
It's there. It's there.
It's there. Everyone's creative.
Everyone
in a way.
is creative. Yeah, and a lot of times, like in my experience, like just journeying alongside adults is often about like helping them to tap back into, you know, our creativity. And we all have an inner kid inside of us. So if we can keep them alive, you know, in the world that we live in, it's so important in terms of like being able to nourish that. And really listening to like what is creative for you or someone else might not be the same as me. And there doesn't have to be a right or a wrong around that. It can just be like, how do we really uplift and support this varied spectrum of what it means to be creative, and the idea of who's an artist, right, and who's not. Like there can be a lot of fluidity around that, right?
Everyone's an artist.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's what people needs to start to realize is that everyone is very creative.
Yeah.
They just need to unlock it. They just need to have the right people to unlock it with them. I think that's why the haunted house worked for us a lot. Especially for me, because that actually made me realize that, oh, I actually have this side for me that I can go for acting.
Right.
Because I didn't know.
Yeah.
Why would I? I mean, I've never had that kind of exposure in my life. And then suddenly I met these people who's very open with their creativity, who's very open with their acting, with the way they do stuff. And I'm like, oh, so I can be like them.
Right. Yeah.
I can follow their steps. I think you just need that one person or that one whole group of friends to unlock every single branch out that you can do.
Yeah.
It's just one person. You just need one person to
Totally.
open up all the doors that you can actually do.
Well, London has a really great creative community. Like I think about, you know, London Girls Rock Camp has, you know.
I did that rock camp when I was little. Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, when I was maybe like 15, but yeah.
So yeah, so I have a daughter. She's been involved in that, and that's been really great in terms of supporting her creativity. And then there's like the punk rock flea market, which is this huge community of artists. You know them?
I always go to that one too.
Oh, I've never heard.
And then there's Queer Intersections, which has some amazing, you know, art things happening. So it doesn't have to happen in these one-to-one spaces. It can happen in like community, in these bigger, broader spaces. And there's so much happening in terms of like the murals in the city. You know, there's some great muralists that are happening. And then there's, you know, lots of different textiles. That's, so it can be all around us.
Yeah, that's true though.
Yeah.
Like, for me though, I feel like it scares me sometimes of how from the haunted house till now, it scares me because it starts opening a lot of things for me. Like I've met so many people. Like, so I've actually been a volunteer coordinator for so many years at Sunfest. But because of the haunted house, that's when I started being like, I can do much more than just being in one space. I can start probably doing some stuff not supposed to be doing. But yeah, I think for me the haunted house really opened up a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
And make you have a lot of friends.
Well, and it also is like a way in which we don't have to fear the dark You know, like we can actually find ways to notice shadow and invite, you know, the things that are often repressed and are pushed away. We can kind of be curious about them, question them, get to know them a little bit. So there's lots of ways in which I think creativity, spirituality, embodiment all, you know, comes together in pretty dynamic ways, actually. Yeah.
What did you like most about the haunted house? Now I want to know.
Yeah.
Because she's one of the clowns, and she was
Oh,
so
yeah.
good at it.
So good. And I remember you were terrifying,
yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Like the way she changes her voice, the way she was like
scary.
have this high pitched laugh. I was
Oh,
like, how did
guys,
you do that?
come on. Well, first off, thank you. Yeah, it was definitely one of the most fun things I've ever did, and I think for me, like, there were two big aspects for me personally. One was the being able to express, like, just a craziness, and I feel like that sounds kind of crazy in itself, but being able to just basically be told, here, like, act literally as insane as you would like.
Yeah.
Just act like yourself.
You know, it's yeah. I mean, I'm like, free reign, okay.
Act like yourself.
And like, even like Mikha was saying, it's fun to scare people. It's fun in that generalized way, but even just to, again, have that like safe, controlled environment to be able to be loud and be sudden and like be spooky and like take on this persona feels like I don't know, like processing something, like getting something out of me that really wanted to come out and I didn't know it wanted to come out. And even just the creativity aspect of it as well, and being able to, you know, I did like all my makeup and everything for it as well. So being able to use my creative skills for something and have all of that as well be like a contribution to this volunteer organization is like a cherry on top. But at the time, I will be honest, I was just so thrilled by being able to just have that opportunity to express and act that way. And it just, I don't know, something even just about yelling, it's like cathartic. It's cathartic. Like, yeah, I just want to scream and like make the craziest faces I can think of and like sneak up on people. Like, it's so thrilling. And like, I hope I get to do it again one day for sure.
I really hope we bring back the haunted house.
Well, you're so awesome, right? And like the aliveness in you as you got to do that, right? And even as you're talking about it, it's just so awesome because you're just so like,
it's fun.
Yes.
And the way you get like so excited.
The
days are coming and you're like, oh my god, I'm going to the haunted house. I'm gonna start scaring people again.
Right.
It's like the anticipation of being in that place again and being with the people that you actually like working with.
Yeah, like even just the community of it, the bonding of it is so nice. Like being able to make friends and like I feel like it's still so vivid to me, just like the running around and, you know, making jokes and having so much fun the whole time. Not even just with people coming through and being able to scare people, but just with the crew that's there. And, you know, we would just act crazy together. Like, I feel like we would not leave character when we were interacting with each other. We were just acting insane the whole time.
I think for us, it's just being ourselves. We're not even acting anymore. It's us.
It's just who you are.
I think it's just who we are. It just unlocks all the things that we don't know that we can do.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so that's how crazy I am.
It definitely feels like
that's how alive you are, right? Like when we talk about that word, crazy, it's kind of like, what does that actually mean? Because you're having fun, you're alive, you're excited, you're bonding, you're in community. It's really beautiful. And I remember when we walked through, I was thinking about myself and my family, and it was like it was so great. You were all like really scary.
Yeah, and then we'll be talking about it. Like, it's just I think that bond that we form in that haunted house is what makes us want to keep going back.
Yeah.
And also because the dark humor, the dark humor of that set.
Right. Dark humor.
I didn't realize that I have a lot of people on my side. Because like for me, I mean, I'm Filipino, so I have a controlled environment. I've grew up with knowing that you know, I have to be this kind of people.
I see.
But the moment I met people in a haunted house like
Right.
Sam,
Yeah,
I just realized, oh, so
you
I
get to
have
be
some
free.
people in my side.
Yeah.
I get to be free. I get to be
Uh-huh.
creative without people judging me.
Mhm.
So I think that's 100% why I keep going back to the haunted house.
For sure. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So that sense of freedom and that sense of
Yes.
play, right? And when you don't have to feel like so confined or constricted. And like what you were saying, like you actually get to feel something you didn't even know was inside of you, right?
Yeah.
And then there it gets to come out. Like there's something so incredible about that. And I think it's beautiful, like when we can have that opportunity and like just even having mentorship in that way will be really beautiful, right?
And the way, even if there's new people coming in, because like the first haunted house, it was the same people, right? And then the next haunted house, new people keeps coming in, and they just feel welcome
Right.
because we're like
We're welcoming.
we're
to
welcoming them, but at the
Welcoming.
same time they're like, are these people crazy? I feel like they're thinking that because like I mean, even Justin was like saying, we can hear you laughing from outside, right? And we're like, yeah, in our free time we laugh, but at the same time it's like the way that I don't want to say family, but we did form a family in that way, and that family has like created a lot of opportunities.
Right.
Because right now, I mean, I'm working for Love Yourself now, which I didn't think I would be.
Yeah, same here.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is really
Well, I think one of the things that you're touching on is that within mental health or trauma, there can be so much stigma attached, and then there's lots of language that goes along with that. And so when you can find ways to express yourself and come into contact with like who you are and who you relate to, and your own sense of empowered creativity, it's quite beautiful, and it starts to then change the narrative of how we view mental health, right? Or what does that actually mean, right? And what does actually well-being look like and feel like? Because I can tell, like as you're talking about it, like that's a deep expression of well-being. Like you feel free, you feel alive, you're like all engaged, you have a community, deep connection, that's what it's all about, right? So I think labels and stigma can be really reductive and harmful to us.
I think that's why this kind of helps us as well, because it's a form of therapy.
Yeah, it
very
much
It's
is.
a therapy, like
exactly.
in that haunted house, it's a big therapy. It's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Right?
All the
Yeah.
traumas that you can unlock in that place.
Yeah.
I almost feel too like, I mean, as someone who has like mental health things and just being neurodivergent in general, an experience like that, and even just I think anyone kind of finding their medium of expression to find that place where you feel free and you feel alive.
Exactly.
Like you really, I think, find that through a comfortability with that neurodivergence. Like the haunted house is such a good example for that, because like I said, like having that kind of safe space to act quote unquote crazy, but I could yell, I could make every stim sound that I make at home. Like I can roll around on the floor, like behaviors. As someone who is such a good masker of neurodivergency, it feels like a space to be able to openly express that, and that feels therapeutic. And like creativity, I owe so much to it just for being the catalyst to create spaces like that, where I can find comfort in space to have that expression. And I feel like even for people who aren't neurodivergent, still creativity and safe spaces are such like an important and big thing that I feel like help guide people and make them comfortable with themselves and self-express.
absolutely. And I know for myself, like in my particular office space, like I have stuffed animals, I have like tons of fidgets because I have lots of art materials. Really, people sit on the floor, we sit on bolsters, we lots of different ways. And part of that is because the more neuro-expansive we are, the more likely we need different ways to relate. And I certainly have my own neurodivergent parts, and I find that it's a way in which we can, have our multidimensional self more present, right? And so I can hear that happens at the haunted house. And, what is therapy really? Therapy is, can be whatever there's the office therapy, but then there's therapy that happens in community. There's, therapy that happens through your own individual personal processing of your writing or your art expression, or people who are engaged with music would say that that's therapeutic. I know going to concerts is incredibly and festivals and all of those things are different ways in which we can feel alive, and I think it's really unifying too.
It's an escape.
Yeah.
I think the word that we can use for that is an escape. An escape for every single thing that you're hiding. It's your escape to have like that freedom to be happy.
Right.
And it's really hard to get to that point. But once you get to that point, with the right people alongside you, it's a very very freeing feeling.
Very freeing. Yeah. Think of it as an adventure too, right? And there's so many things in our world that are set up to create division. And I think one of the things that I really love about creativity and spaces like the haunted house and concerts and festivals is that it's a way of like people coming together often in really beautiful and unifying ways. So that can be pretty powerful too.
You would find your people in very unexpected places too.
That's right.
And I think that's what creativity is about. Because like, if you go to a place and you're like, if you go alone and be like, do I really want to go alone? But I don't have anyone. But at the same time, the moment you get there, you just realize, oh, I just made a new friend.
Right.
So I think creativity starts with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we can live our creative magic. Yeah.
Magic.
Magic. Magic with a K. That's right.
What kind of magic? Voodoo?
I like some voodoo.
I actually want to learn some voodoo, guys. Dolls.
There can be all kinds of magic. Yeah.
I was thinking voodoo. Dark magic.
You can dabble in it.
Oh my god.
What I love about creativity too is like, I mean, if you look at it through the lens of like media that's produced, like things like songs, movies, books, helping us process our own emotions like individually. Because I feel like creativity, we talked a lot about how, it relates to, the groups that we're with and the experiences that we've had. But I feel like there is something significant too to be said just about taking it in independently and what you do for your own self, for your own eyes, for your own process. And like how so many of these things can help us understand. And I feel like you can even take in, something fictional, like a fictional story, and, that can remind you of things or make you think of things. But if we also look at things like a self-help book, or if we, are reading about, therapy online and like different methods, I know before I got diagnosed with PTSD, I probably spent a year just reading books about PTSD and learning so much about myself. And I feel like just using creative mediums like that for yourself is something people don't recognize or enable as much as they should. Because I feel like creativity can be used as such a good medium you know, when you're going out and outwardly expressing or going to people and going to talk to people, but what you do for yourself, like independently, I feel like is also very important.
It's so important. Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's also like different ways, well, like just in my own experience, there can be different ways of like conceptualizing. So there's art as therapy, and then there's art therapy. And the art therapy, there is more training involved in that you're learning particular skills related how to support people on various levels with trauma or with mental health, and it's within the safe context of a therapeutic relationship. So there's a lot of like co-regulating supports that can happen. And then the artist therapy is one of the things that like you're really speaking to, is like how can we develop these kind of internal tools and skills and take from like what you're getting from like memes and books and movies and all kinds of, there's just so much now at our fingertips, right? And I think we can all be really practiced and also very discerning in what you're taking in, because you know, there's some things that are really helpful for us on the net, and then there's other things that can be less so. Yeah.
I skip self-help books when I go to libraries.
Do you? I love that.
I mean, I generally
Go
do
for fantasy.
too, but
Go for fantasy.
I
I'm
go
the
straight to
fantasy,
fiction, guys.
Yeah, go right to the fiction.
I go straight to
fantasy.
fiction.
Yeah.
I'll pass it by. I'm like, nope.
I do the same thing, but hey, I'm not trying to, you know, dock the self-help books entirely. I know they're useful to some people.
Yeah.
It's useful, but not
Yeah.
to me. I feel like it's just gonna make me self-righteous.
Right.
Yeah, but I have so many books at home. That's my escape, to be honest.
I also read a ton.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I forget
Reading's
people
great.
exist because of it.
Right. Because
like,
of reading?
Yes.
Yeah.
Having that escapism is so good though. Like,
It is. Oh
you know,
my
as a
God.
fellow story reader, you know, even just being able to like use your mind, imagine it. Like, yes, I am in a medieval castle
That's
with
right.
I'm
dragons.
the main character.
Character.
I'm the villain.
And it does make me feel better about my life.
It's like, you know what? My life outside of this is already very chaotic. I'll dive in my book, and I just realized I can be a main character or a villain anytime I want to.
Totally.
Exactly.
Well, and also I find in a lot of like fantasy and those type of character-driven books, like it's so interesting how people who are characterized as the villain are actually often the most complex and most nuanced characters, right? Versus, you know, the good,
hero.
the heroes are pretty like one-dimensional often. So it's so natural to want to get to know that part of ourselves, right? These more nuanced and complex aspects, you
I
know.
call Dibs on the villain.
Hey,
You call yourself a villain?
no.
I call Dibs on the villain.
I need an enemies to lovers.
Oh my God,
We're gonna talk book recs later.
I feel like that's one of the thing about me is once I start reading my book,
Yeah.
people will be like, why don't you like the hero better? I'm like, they're too boring.
They're boring, yeah.
Obviously.
Like, I'd rather
Right.
pick the main villain. Thank you very much. And then they die at the end. Once you start liking the character and then they die at the end, like,
Right.
you guys hate us or what?
I was just having this conversation yesterday with my friend because we were hanging out and just reading all day because we're both readers. But I think it's a very interesting idea, you know, as readers, people into, you know, dynamics and characters that might be considered like morally gray or, you know, more darker themed books, reading that as like a creative outlet, I find not only for me, but many people I know who read those types of books find such a pull to it because it very much helps us process our own flaws sometimes. It helps us recognize, you know, even if we might be considered a bad person, we are still worthy people who
Right.
can have lives and have love and
Right.
accept
Yes.
ourselves
Absolutely.
and find mediums with those darker parts of ourselves.
Yeah.
So very, very good corner of creative media to consume.
Well,
Half
absolutely.
of my book collection is actually dark romance.
Same.
I think more than half.
Yeah.
Because it's more like I relate to them more than having the like lovers to, I don't know, friends to lovers type kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just doesn't really.
Yeah.
I can read it from time to time, but I'd rather have the enemies to lover.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just the way my mind creates those scenes in the when I read them. It's like I'm in the book with them, but as a third person.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things too, like it's a way of like also developing that compassion
Yes.
for oneself, right? Like you can, as you said, like you can get into the character and you can start to see like, oh, like they're worthy even though
Yeah.
X, Y, or Z happened, you know, like you can start to really appreciate the depth of who we are as human beings and allows more of that shared humanity, you know? So, and there's so much, right? So like there's just so much that we can pull from that allows us to tap into our own essence creatively and otherwise. Yeah.
I have too many books.
Do you? Yeah. And film? Do you love film?
No.
No. Okay.
Honestly, no. The thing is, I have ADHD. So
Okay. Yeah.
I can't stay in one corner. It's more of like if I start watching, suddenly I'm doing something else.
Right.
I mean, I watch horror movies, but then I laugh at the characters because, like,
You can watch like a movie on the go, like where you're.
yeah.
Lots of
I
people
just
do
listen
that.
to it, but like
Yeah.
nothing's coming into me. But with the books, I can stay in one place and just read it. I don't know why.
Ah.
I don't know. I don't
Maybe
know
it
why.
like brings more into your imagination.
Yeah,
so
I don't
you're
know why.
more occupied in your thoughts.
Because
too.
every time I watch a movie, it's like,
Yeah.
huh? But then in the books, I can stay in my place for 5-6 hours without moving.
Oh,
I actually did that one time.
yeah.
My best friend kept calling me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
do not disturb.
Was in a really great
Do not
book.
disturb. And I was just in my nook reading my
Yeah.
books. But with the movies, I really can't. I don't know why.
Yeah, my attention span drifts from movies a lot. But, like my boyfriend, he watches like a movie a day. Like he consumes so much media.
Yeah.
But as someone who like reads a lot in contrast to someone who just watches stuff
Yeah.
a lot, like they're both kind of the same output. Like you're
still
watching something.
processing.
Yeah, you're processing something, you're exploring a story, you know, it's making you think about things.
Yeah, you
so I
can
feel like
process it.
whatever your medium is, you know, you can still absorb the same things
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah.
I think they can process it more. Some people can process movies, but
But
some people prefer books because it's more of
yeah.
their mind is
Yeah.
on the go.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
also because like every single day your mind is like so chaotic, it's doing this. It's like it's overdrive. But when you're in a book, it's like your focus is on that. I think maybe that's why.
like the singular focus with the book.
It's
Yeah.
just, but because with the movies, it's like there's so many distractions that you can go around.
Right. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
do watch horror movies though. Some of them are
Get
very
some
boring.
inspiration.
I laugh at them. I do laugh at them though.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah. I love horror stuff, but I love laughing at horror stuff.
Right. Well, with the haunted house, you get some good inspiration.
True.
Maybe.
Well, that's a different. That one is a therapy for myself.
Right. Yeah. I think that's great.
I think that's like, I think we do have to end this. I think, or else we're going to start talking for
gonna
the
start-
whole day.
start
I
talking
feel like we all have
movies.
that same capacity to talk about this the whole day,
Yeah.
and with so many branches.
Yeah.
But yeah, so before we end though, can you tell us like how to stop the stigma of people wanting to be creative but not being able to express it?
Oh, that's such a good question. Well, I think how we stop it is that we stop critiquing and judging and we look at not shaming people for their creativity. And a big part of that, I think, is coming into contact with our own creative impulses and allowing ourselves to be playful and look silly and because so much of creativity is about putting ourselves out there and being vulnerable. So if we can embrace our own vulnerability, we're more likely to be able to embrace other people being vulnerable. And I think that can help to stop some of the stigma and also create more circles of compassion and care. And then the piece for me around like co-creating is so beautiful because, when you're tapped into your own authentic creativity, then you bring that out into the world, and you bring that out into the world, and I bring it out into the world, and then we do something really incredible together, right? So then I think that's one way of helping to break down the stigma, and I think actually the school systems and the way in which we nurture and support the creative expression needs to change, right? Like it doesn't have to be about production or linked to capitalism. And at the same time, if there's people who want to make that part of their livelihood, we need to live in a world that actually supports that more fully, right? Like that funds the arts, that funds mentorship programs, that creates these bridges for people to be able to engage in their own creative expression, that funds mental health supports or looks at expressive therapies as like essential and not like on the fringe, So there's lots of different ways I think that we can break down the barriers related to supporting creativity. Does that?
Yeah, I think that ends our session.
That
too.
ends our session.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank
It was
you.
actually so fun.
That
It was.
okay.
So that's the end of our session. Thank you guys for listening, and hopefully you guys support more. Hi, bye.